again. You're live. All right, so now try to go back to the first one. Refresh. All right. All right, so I think so give them this thing. Turn your volume off.
What?
Turn your volume off.
What?
No, to the no, wait. Hey guys, sorry about that. I'm trying. This is obviously, like I said, my first doing a live, not through my phone. So, so there's lots of learning because I can't really try it out without actually doing it. So sorry about that. But everybody can hear me now. Yes, TC, are you there? TC's not there yet. Let's see. All right. Well, one person can hear me anyway. Let's see. Is TC still on?
He's on.
Ask me if he's still on, because.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
TC. All right. Well, I guess we're not going to wait on him because he knows what happened. All right. So, like I said, this is our first time doing a live, and so there's definitely been some learning curves. I couldn't get it to work. I'm trying to go through OBS, if anybody knows anything about this, and it wasn't working, and now it is. No idea what happened or why, but yeah. So, hey, Yassine, there's TC now. All right, so like I said, this is our first, scheduled live stream that we're doing. Lots of errors. I appreciate you guys being here. Yes, it can definitely be a pain. Now, the reason why we started doing these is because we've reached our 500 subscribers, and therefore YouTube allows us to get incentives by doing lives and only by doing lives. So that's kind of why we are starting to do this now. I picked 8:30 on Thursdays because it just sounded like a time that wasn't. I'm not a Monday person, right? So I don't know if this time is good for everybody or not. If there's another time that's better, definitely let me know. But as of right now, the plan 8:30 on Thursdays. Now, these are like community fireside chats, right? I don't know how long they're going to be. We're going to talk until we don't have anything else to say, I suppose.
At least they can hear us now.
Yeah. So a couple things that are going on with the channel here. We are working on the Leesburg video. The first one is out. There's two more that are coming that we are still editing. And then, of course, today I did the Fedora helmet went out as well, the review on that. So those things are out. I also have a group writing episode that I'm working on, which is basically to help put everybody on the same page when it comes to the rules of writing in a group. One of the things that I've noticed both locally here and at the different rallies that I've been to is there's a lot of people that have never ridden in a group before. So I figure I have this opportunity to help everybody learn how to do it and how to do it properly. So that's what I'm putting together. There's quite a few animations and things in it, so it's taking a little while to put together, but that's on the docket. I also have a bike show episode that's coming up. I did an interview with Full Throttle Magazine, and so that interview will be in it. And then there's also a little surprise that we're doing, going to announce in that episode as well. So make sure that you are, subscribed, belled, all that good stuff, so you know when that's going to come out. It'll come out soon as well. And then the other thing I have planned is a Q&A episode. I've been given a lot of questions, so I am going to try to address those questions in an episode as well. If you guys ever have any questions, you can definitely let me know in the comments of any video because I'll look at them all. Or since we're doing these little chats on Thursdays, you're welcome to let me know what they are here. I have Miss Biker Barty here with me. She's keeping an eye on the chat so that I can actually talk to you. If somebody asks a question I need to know, you let me know.
I get to be sassy on the chat, which is my favorite.
So, all right. So, rally news. Let's talk about that for a minute. Things that are going on. Thunder Beach is this weekend. So, Thunder Beach, for anyone that does not know, is in Panama City, Florida. We are not going to be able to go to that this time because we have child custody this weekend. So, we won't be going to Thunder Beach. I will go to it in the fall. This happens twice a year. But for the spring one, we're not going to be able to go. But I can still tell you a little bit about it. First off, there's no headliners this time as far as musical acts go. Last time we went, there was Kid Rock was there. One time Jackal was there. This time, Buckcherry was Daytona. There's no big acts this time, so you're not missing anything there. Full Throttle is doing another bike show there. And then there's going to be there's like 5 different areas at Thunder Beach that are kind of hot spots, right? There's Frank Brown Park, which is where vendors hang out. It's a big open field. And then there's also Harley Davidson and Indian are going to be there doing demo rides. And that's also where the main photographer is. So as you're coming in, undoubtedly there'll be a long line. And you have to ride around this field. And as you do that, there's a guy there that will take your picture. And then you remember what your number is, what time you were there, blah, blah, blah. And you get to see what your picture looks like. What's your comment?
Okay, my comment about that is, if you are going to get your picture taken on the bike, make it interesting. You know what I mean? Like we were in Daytona this last spring, winter,
Spring.
March. We were in Daytona and we were with a guy and he has a sport bike and he actually, I don't recommend this unless it's something you're used to doing. All of these are trained professionals in a close set. No. But he actually hopped in his own back seat for the picture, which was super funny. It made for a really funny picture. And I know that
he acted like he was holding on to somebody.
Like holding on to nobody, which is really kind of sad, actually. Oh, Jeff. Anyway, but also, when you go through those things, you kind of remember what time about you were there, because that's usually what they do. They timestamp them. And so you're kind of going through all of these pictures trying to find yourself, which means you're going through all of these pictures. So I recommend make it interesting. Go around the loop a few times and make it fun. Make it fun. Make it funny and make it worth maybe purchasing if you want.
Yep. You can always get your proofs. You have to go. It takes them a couple days to get them up. And this is at any rally. It takes them a couple days to get them up. You look at your proofs. You decide then if you want it or not. Now, at Thunder Beach, the guy actually has a tent. So he will print them out for you right there on the spot. That's the only place I've seen them do that. But yeah, so he does that there. But anyway, there's Frank Brown Park. That's a big place. There's also what they call the Crossroads. So there's a vendor village there. They're also doing an air show this year. So airplane show. And then of course there'll be bike shows there as well. There's Hammerheads, which is where they're going to be doing beauty pageants this year. And then Sharky's is just the air show as well. And then there's a place called Bike Rack, which has vendors, bike shows, games and contests, beer. The burnout competition is there at Bike Rack. So those are all the different kind of hot spots to check out while you are in Thunder Beach, if you are able to go. Now, something to note. They have new asphalt all over the area right now. So be careful. Use a kickstand pad because you don't want your kickstand sinking into the asphalt and then it cools off and you can't get it out, or falling over, either one. So that's something to note. The other thing that's new this year is they're going to be having road closures. Now, I would like to say that is because they're going to be motorcycles only, like Leesburg and Laconia and all these other places, but that's probably not it. It's probably safety because of the air show. And because they're doing an air show, I imagine there's going to be cages everywhere. So y'all be careful and kind of look out while you're there. There's maybe some issues with parking as well, because of the air show. I don't know if it's Blue Angels or who it is that's going to be in this air show, or if it's anybody like that. This is the first year that I've heard about them doing that. Of course, I couldn't go to it last year either. So anyway, don't be surprised if you see some road closures. Now, if you like to go riding when you're at these events, there's a couple of places in Thunder Beach that are good for riding. I don't know of any group ride per se that is happening through the rally, but I can tell you good places to ride. There's something called the Gulf Coast Cruise, which if you start in Panama City, you'll take Highway 98, you go through Port St. Joe, you go through Apalachicola, East Point, Carabel, and end up in the Apalachicola National Forest on the way up to Tallahassee. So that is, the people go up there and then they loop and you come right back. So that's a good ride. Another one is if you go west, you can take Scenic 30A Highway. And if you do that, you'll go from Panama City, you'll go 98 the opposite direction, and you'll go to 30A and you'll go through Rosemary Beach, Seaside, Florida, Grayton Beach, State Park, and then you'll arrive at Miramar Beach. That is basically, you have Panama City, and do you want to go this way or do you want to go that way, right? So if you do decide to go to the west and you end up going over to Pensacola, you can ride the Scenic Bluffs Highway, which is pretty cool. It's Route 90 from Pensacola, Florida to a place called Riverview. It's relatively short, but it's supposed to be a really nice ride. And if you're going to go over there anyway, then you're really close to Pensacola if you're going out to Miramar. Now, if you go through there, go through Miramar, you go through Destin, you're going to end up in Fort Walton Beach. They have their own bike fest going on this weekend as well. It is called the Emerald Coast Bike Fest. And it starts on the 2nd and goes to the 5th, just like everything else does.